Western Gangas. Inscription number 47. Sasana-kota Plates of Ganga Madhva-varman 1. Regnal Year 1. Western Ganga was an important ruling dynasty of ancient Karnataka in India which lasted from about 350 to 1000 CE. They are known as Western Gangas to distinguish them from the Eastern Gangas, who in later centuries ruled over Kalinga, which is modern Odisha and northern Andhra Pradesh. The general belief is that the Western Gangas began their rule during a time when multiple native clans asserted their freedom due to the weakening of the Pallava Empire in South India. A geopolitical event, sometimes attributed to the southern conquests of Samudragupta. The Western Ganga sovereignty lasted from about 350 to 550 CE, initially ruling from Kolar and later moving their capital to Talaka-du on the banks of the Kaveri river in modern Mysore district. After the rise of the imperial Chalukyas of Badami, the Gangas accepted Chalukya overlordship and fought for the cause of their overlords against the Pallavas of Kanchi. The Chalukyas were replaced by the Rashtrakutas of Manya-kheta in 753 CE as the dominant power in the Deccan. After a century of struggle for autonomy, the Western Gangas finally accepted Rashtrakuta overlordship and successfully fought alongside them against their foes, the Chola Dynasty of Thanjavur. In the late 10th century, north of Tungabhadra river, the Rashtrakutas were replaced by the emerging Western Chalukya Empire and the Chola Dynasty saw renewed power south of the Kaveri river. The defeat of the Western Gangas by Cholas around 1000 resulted in the end of the Ganga influence over the region. Though territorially a small kingdom, the Western Ganga contribution to polity, culture and literature of the modern South Karnataka region is considered important. The Western Ganga kings showed benevolent tolerance to all faiths but are most famous for their patronage toward Jainism resulting in the construction of monuments in places such as Shravanabelagola and Kambada-halli. The kings of this dynasty encouraged the fine arts due to which literature in Kannada and Sanskrit flourished. Western Ganga dynasty was founded by Konkani-varman. He was known as Dharma-maha-dhiraja. However, he had accepted Chalukya overlordship Chalukyas as they were dominating force, which fought for the cause of their overlords against the Pallavas of Kanchi. Consequent to decline of Pallava kingdom, many local clans asserted their independence. However, Western Gangas were able to exert their influence on small kingdoms and the major reason was consistent Samudragupta's southern invasions. After a century of fight for independence, the Western Gangas had ultimately acknowledged Rashtrakuta as their master and successfully fought alongside them against their adversaries. The Chola Dynasty of Thanjavur. The Vedic literature, especially Artha-shastra, inspired administrative and governance process of the Western Ganga dynasty. Women were given special importance in administration and governance jobs, and for this system the Ganga rulers delegated necessary authorities to their queens. Gangas avoided lethal punishment because they believed that killing a human being was a sin. The kingdom was split into Rashtra, and then into Visaya, perhaps 1000 villages and Desha Provenance, Sasana-kota, Hindu-pur Taluk, Ananta-pur district, Karnataka. Most of the Western Ganga records are spurious. Sufficient evidence is not forthcoming to enable us to settle early Western Ganga genealogy. The Western Gangas may have been related to their neighbors, the Eastern Gangas. Both the states were on the eastern coast. The Eastern Ganga records do suggest some relationship, though there are some difficulties. The vizaga-patam plates of Ananta-varman Choda-ganga and the Kendu-patna plates of Narsiyaha to refer to Kollahala as an ancestor of the Eastern Gangas, and former also refers to the foundation of the city Kollahalapura by Kollahala in Gangavadi,